Russia is a vast country with tremendous resources, and it has one of the most interesting and storied histories in Europe. It is a country that, despite its unique charms, is often misunderstood. Movies will have you believe that there are mobsters at every turn, the streets are riddled with vodka-fueled brawls, and the locals are cold and unwelcoming to tourists. But alas, this frigid star is quite the onion. Beneath its menacing reputation lies a softer inner belly, a plushy inner belly, where cats are allowed to have jobs and salaries, where the people actually prefer tea to vodka, and where you can find some of the most visually stunning natural landscapes. Russia is also home to some of the most remarkable classical as well as modern architecture, and is home to a people who celebrate their unique identity, a hardy and passionate bunch who genuinely know how to have a great time. So, if you have some apprehension about choosing Russia as a potential vacation destination, we are here to allay those fears. Here are some things you need to know about the Big Rus to help you clear away those doubts. We'll tell you where to visit, what you must see when you visit, and what to do when you get there. So put on your baby bib as we spoon feed you some Russian goodness. Let's start with some general background information on the northernmost superpower. Russia is in fact the world's largest nation in terms of landmass. It spreads across 2 continents and borders 2 oceans, the Arctic and the North Pacific. The climate of Russia is actually surprisingly diverse. As you would expect, a majority of the country can become mind-numbingly cold, especially in winter. In fact, the coldest town in the world is found in Russia. The town of Oymyakon in the Yakutia region has the lowest recorded temperature of -77.8 degrees Celsius. The average temperature in December and January is not much warmer at -50 degrees Celsius. Despite the shocking cold found throughout most of the country, there is one region in Russia that actually experiences subtropical temperatures, a city by the name of Sochi. There, one can enjoy humid summers and mild winters, an ideal European spring and summer break destination. Based on these facts alone, one can see that Russia is really just a large, misunderstood gem of a destination, where one can find pretty much anything their heart desires. Just as one can go from frigid to subtropical, so too can you go from one end of the spectrum to the other, in terms of entertainment value. It's all about where you go looking. With that being said, let's get to it. What to see, where to go, and what to do. The obvious first choice must be none other than the capital of Russia, Moscow. Since most international flights arrive or at least stop in Moscow, this bustling metropolis is a hub of activity 24/7, 365 days. It may be easier to answer, what can't you find in Moscow? And the answer to that is very little. The city has a little to offer everyone. Greenery in and around the city, stunning modern and classical architecture, a vibrant shopping and fashion district, as well as some historical monuments. As we said, you name it, they got it. Visitors to Moscow usually start exploring in the center of the city, where the Kremlin, Red Square, and the colorful St. Basil's Cathedral can be found. The St. Basil's Cathedral is one of the most recognizable and iconic landmarks in Moscow, and perhaps in all of Russia. Officially named Intercession Church, St. Basil and its 9 colorful onion-shaped domes can be found on the southern end of Red Square. Red Square has been Moscow's historic and cultural epicenter for centuries and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There, the square holds everything from a medieval marketplace to rock concerts. No visit to the Russian capital is complete without a stroll through the famous square. Lastly, the Kremlin is an imposing red brick fortress stretching along the banks of the Moskva River. The Moscow Kremlin is quite literally the grand centerpiece of Moscow and one of Russia's most recognizable landmarks. It originally served as the seat of the Russian Grand Dukes and later became home to Soviet leaders such as Lenin and Stalin, and it now serves as the current Russian president's official residence. If the touristy sightseeing isn't your thing, not to fear. Moscow has some amazing alternatives to the mundane tourist sites. This includes the State Tretyakov Gallery, which houses stunning local Russian art, the Bolshoi Theatre, which is one of the largest ballet and opera theatres in the world, as well as the shopping mall GUM, which is also an exceedingly popular destination. There, one can go shopping at some of the world's most luxurious designer brand stores and can also find a great restaurant to try authentic Russian food. Truly, Moscow is a one-of-a-kind location that will leave you wanting for nothing. The next location we recommend you place on your must-visit list while in Russia is St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg feels more European than the bustling capital city, with fine art and exquisite design details mixing in with history around every corner. Known as the City of the Tsars, this luxurious city is a hub of art and culture, as many of the major attractions in the city are centered around the arts, architecture, or history. Take, for instance, the State Hermitage Museum. There, the collection of historical artifacts from all over the world is almost unrivaled, as you can find everything from Michelangelo's Crouching Boy to ancient Egyptian mummies. With over 3 million installments, a trip to the museum will almost certainly be time-consuming, but we guarantee that it will be well worth the effort. After a long day of treating your eyes to some of the finest pieces of art known to man, your eyes and legs will surely need some respite. Fortunately for you, the summer garden found nearby offers just that. Tranquil and evergreen, this park is the perfect spot to decompress and take in the sights and sounds of the city. One of St. Petersburg's aliases is the Venice of the North. This is due to the fact that the city is diced into pieces by the peaceful river Neva. If you wish to decompress even further, why not take a trip down one of the many canals found throughout the city? Many argue that this is one of the best ways to see everything the city has to offer. So hop in a local ferry or gondola to see the city in a completely different light. Our final must-visit destination in Russia is the aforementioned subtropical paradise of Sochi. As we mentioned earlier, the city of Sochi is a standout in the country due to its pleasant temperatures, a stark contrast to most of the country which can get bone-chillingly cold. Another reason why the city is so popular among tourists is due to its remarkable diversity. While the temperatures are mild, Sochi is still able to offer what the rest of Russia provides in terms of winter activities. The city is home to one of the best skiing resorts in the country, Rosa-Kuta. Nestled in the Caucasus Mountains, this charming resort boasts 132 kilometers of ski slopes, 56 lifts, and a variety of fine hotels and après-ski bars. We did mention diversity, did we not? After a morning of skiing, take some advice from TLC and go chase you some waterfalls. Sochi has 33 of them, so options are far from limited. In the mood for something a little bit more warm-sounding? The Black Sea is well within reach. Warm all year round, it is a major pull for tourists visiting the city. If you wish to escape the crowd and have a more fulfilling experience, consider heading over to one of the resorts found on the 150-meter stretch. There are a number of private beaches where you can soak up the sun and enjoy a hearty seafood lunch. Another must-visit spot in Sochi is the Dagomi's tea plantation. The plantation offers a wide range of events and activities held year-round. Visitors can explore the farm, listen to talks on the history of tea in Russia, participate in 19th century-style tea parties in a quaint, authentic Russian wooden country log home, situated at the top of a mountain, and listen to performances by folklore groups singing traditional Russian songs. Finally, we'll close our recommendations with a 3-for-1. Riviera Park is an old city park with amusement rides, interesting sculptures, and plenty of subtropical plants and flowers. Inside, tourists are spoilt for choices as the park is home to a dolphinarium, an aquarium, a green open-air theatre, as well as a number of amusement rides. The dolphinarium is open all year round, and in the main pool of the aquarium, you can find a display of a picturesque ecosystem of coral reefs, as well as a large collection of marine life, including sharks, rays, moray eels, and penguins. So, has your interest been sufficiently piqued? We sure hope so. Russia is truly an underrated tourist destination. With so much to offer, we highly recommend you make that trip sooner rather than later. That concludes our guide on where to go, what to do, and see in Russia. We hope we were able to satisfy you with our recommendations. We are always open to your suggestions, so let us know in the comments below which Russian city you believe should have been on the list and why. If you're a fan of travel guides, consider subscribing to the channel, where we post all things travel related. Till next time, safe travels.